Cause I don't. Not even. I don't like this.
I know.
Not even gonna hold. I don't know.
Shut the door. I know you.
You know what? That's a great question.
And you are.
Are you?
How can I quit the school year already started and it's literally on its own?
I was gonna say, that would be crazy.
No, it hasn't. Touche. That's a good point. Anyway, let's break this down kind of fast. We don't have a lot of time. I'm trying to get moving quick. So, warm up out for today. On Tuesday and Wednesday, we analyzed how one critic interpreted Jane. So we all had that New York Times article with that critic who once read the story in high school, then reread it as an adult so she could critique somebody's movie. Some of you guys had strong opinions, some of you guys did not, and it really didn't change your opinion, so that's kind of good. So today I want you guys to tell me if you kind of think Jane Eyre is more of a love story, like the critics were saying, a story about independence, her finding her voice, like gothic type of mystery type of movie, or was it like a feminist text? Because it was really about women and empowering more than just Jane. It was empowering women. Or some of you guys, this is just a text about an orphan girl in a strict place. So I'm moving through kind of quick. We ain't got a lot of time. Some people disagree, some people agree.
You're fucking my ass shit on your face.
What are you cussing at me? Sorry.
Can I get a pencil, please? Hey, why am I being recorded?
You know exactly why. Anything you can say? Come on now.
Oh, you're not a clown. Hey, bro. Hey.
That's so fun. Why would they call that?
It's not going to like the district or nothing. You got me the car.
All right, let's talk about it. Because June is obviously ready to go. Huh?
Yeah, he has a bigger.
This
thing is a split phone.
I do have a flip phone. That's real shit.
Wait till I find the battery.
That's real shit. Samsung's kind of crazy. I don't know what I think. So anyways, let's come back and talk about it, because Carla's ready to go. Peyton's been waiting on me to finish. How was it? What did you guys think about the story? Peyton? Did you think it was a love story? Did you think it was just a story about an orphan girl? What did you think?
An orphan girl.
Why?
Because her parents are dead.
Because her parents are dead and she's an orphan. It's a simple answer. He's right.
Dead?
Yeah, she...
Where?
Well, we don't know where, but we know she lost both of her parents.
We don't know if the parents dead or if the parents are.
We know they're dead.
I don't know.
Can I see that to you? One of each thing.
Don't want to.
Who else?
Why are you giving me this?
It's for you. Who else? Who has a different opinion? Dayton, who's still talking, said it's just about an orphan girl. What do you think about that?
I think the story is about independence. She spends her whole life in her mom.
All of them.
What about AIDS?
That was deep, bro. I didn't expect anybody to say it was about independence, but I think it was too, because literally from the start of the story to the end, she was all by herself. She was always in isolation, but she was starting to get comfortable with that isolation. Daniel says it's all of them, and I would agree with that the most. The most interesting thing I thought about the article, at least, is because I didn't even take on it myself. She said it was a love story. Not in the traditional sense when a man and a woman get together, right here. It was not in the traditional sense of a love story. It's a love story in the sense that she falls in love with herself. She falls in love with her voice. She falls in love with being comfortable expressing herself. And I thought that was super important because I didn't get that the first time I read the story, so that's kind of my favorite opinion on it. Or my favorite take on it. So boom, today, you guys know we critiqued the one on Tuesday and Wednesday. You guys read that article. Obviously today we're going to be diving into a similar one. It's a little bit more of a difficult read, so kind of bear with me and try to get through it. So still the same focus on how different authors interpret Jane Eyre, and how do those interpretations deepen or kind of challenge our knowledge or what we originally thought about the text. So you guys already have your own opinion. You guys are kind of gauging these informational texts, gauging how it kind of changes your opinion, whether it does or doesn't. Same goals, you guys are going to be reviewing the same style of informational text. Still to analyze, interpret main idea, perspective, and tone. So just looking for the main point of the passage. The tone, how the author speaks about the passage. The perspective, what is the author's opinion? Is it different from your own or is it similar to Josiah's? And then the tone, how they're speaking about it. Yeah, Josiah.
I don't need it.
She has her own. And then, you guys already know you guys are going to be using those same things to analyze, interpret, do all that good stuff, so I can actually move past that. Boom. The big thing today, when you guys are analyzing and going through, our TA is still passing out the second text, so not this first one. The second one, the big thing I want you guys to focus through as you're reading, main idea, the kind of the academic words I want you guys to be focusing on, the big buzzwords. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Main idea, understanding the main point of the passage, or more specifically, each individual paragraph, because I have 5 specific ones that I want you guys to look at. You guys, we'll talk about that in a second too. Interpretation. How does the author interpret the story? How does it conflict with yours, or how does it agree with yours, or how does it challenge your viewpoint? What you originally thought about it? Does it say the same or does it change? Is it the same or does it change? And then perspective. Does it kind of change your opinion, or is the author's opinion different than yours? And last of all, tone. How does the author speak about the topic? So also in your responses, if you guys possibly can, even when I ask you guys questions once we start discussing, I want you guys to kind of think about that, because I'm going to ask you, like, hey, what was the main idea of this specific passage? Right? What was the tone like in this specific passage? Did this change your perspective the third time, or the second text you read? So on and so forth. You guys know you guys are going to be reading. You guys can do it independently, or you can do it with a partner. Either or is fine. Independently or with a partner.
Not that way.
But as you guys are annotating, look for specific key details.
Look it up right
This
now.
is something you guys can also write on your paper. The second one that you passed, that was passed out to you guys. So, along with that organizer from the other day, so if you guys are talking to each other, you're not paying attention to me, and you're going to be asking questions.
This one?
Yes. You're not going to be asking questions today, you're going to be working. So along with those same things, so it has those same buzzwords that we're looking for. Then on top of that, on this paper, you guys can write it here or not, but it would be great to write here as you guys are reading and annotating. What does the author in this second text, what are they emphasizing about Jane? What specifically are they saying is the highlight? Are they specifically saying, oh, this is a love story? Or no, it's an independent story about women's empowerment? What are they specifically saying about Jane? What makes this one seem different from Tuesday's article? Because this second one is an entirely different article, an entirely different topic. The first one was the second look. So it's kind of like a funny opinion and a funny take on Jane. This one is coming from more of an analytical approach to Jane. So it's going to be giving you detail by detail by detail by detail throughout the entirety of the text. Also, as you guys are reading, kind of look at the tone. How is the author speaking about Jane? How is the author speaking about this genre in general? And then last of all, this is something to also think about as reading. Does it change your interpretation of Jane? Do you still think that it's just a story about an orphan girl? What does the charger have to do with Jane? I know. Does it change your interpretation of the story? As in, do you still think it's just a small story like Carla does about an orphan girl at an academy? Or do you think it's a story about women's empowerment? Or do you think it's a love story? What, does it change your interpretation or not? So everybody has that second text in front of them, right? Can I see it, please? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Everybody has this. So Kimmy, I don't see you doing anything. Do you have this?
Yeah.
Boom, put them down. Notice that you guys will see that I marked off every paragraph. I marked off 5 specific ones because those are the ones I want you guys to be looking for your details. Obviously, I want you guys to read the entirety of the text, but these are the specific ones I want you guys to annotate. You guys can annotate anything you guys want to, of course, but those are the specific ones. We'll break into that too in a second when I finally get that ready. But boom, looking at this text, the second one. This one is by Charles McGrath, or McGrath. So he's somebody that's on the New York Times, still writing articles, still discussing things, and he's also somewhat of a critic. But he's just analyzing Jane as a whole. So as you guys are reading, I still want you guys to go through and annotate certain things. So one passage or one paragraph that I think that was this first one right here. Oh, you guys can't even see it. That's crazy. Why didn't anybody say anything? So read it through. Boom. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's still not showing.
It is. Try to pull a fast one. But you're a sophomore with a bunch of seniors. So boom. As you guys are reading, the type of annotation I want to see is just super simple. Like you guys read through it, you might read through it once, you might read through it twice, 3 times. Just read through it. Certain moments occur over and over again. School at Lowood, the miserable boarding school for orphans. It's kind of the same stuff we talked about when we read. This is somebody else's interpretation. Rochester skating and falling from his horse. The streets at night, the burning bedchamber, Jane running across the barren countryside, the voice calling her across the moors. You guys remember the hallways, right? The moors? Yes? No? Possibly? Somebody said them. And it always ends the same. She marries him, of course, the movie Rochester, seldom pitiable. And damaged creature, he proves to be in the book where he loses both his eye and hand. So it's basically the guy comparing it to another story. Like, saying it's a love story, but it's not a typical love story where there's a monster, like Beauty and the Beast, where there's a monster, she falls in love with the monster, oh, it's a happy ending. He's saying Jane's a little bit different. If you pay attention, it kind of is. So as I'm reading it again, I'm okay, cool. I'm gonna just point out some key things that I see. Certain moments occur over and over again. All right, cool. I don't take that. I'd underline that or something. Certain moments occur over and over again. That's just saying, all right, cool. In the story, things are repeating. Boom, that's a little footnote for myself. Things are repeating. If you guys noticed, I put a little star next to the one that I'm taking notes of right now, so you guys can also take notes as you follow along. So as I'm highlighting, you guys can do the same thing. Appreciate you. So boom, that's something I will leave a note for myself. Okay, cool. He's talking about both stories and he's saying things are repeated. Okay, cool. As I keep reading, okay, the school at Lowood, I know about Lowood. The miserable boarding school for orphans. Oh man, that's super important because even when I'm looking at this, it's not going to change my opinion or how I interpret the story, but it's similar to what I think. Okay, cool. Same opinion as me. Because you guys told me that same thing when you guys are reading. Oh man, it's about a little orphan girl. It kind of sucks really, but it's just about a boarding school for girls. Sure, I got that same opinion now. Okay, cool. I can annotate that. But as I keep reading, okay, Rochester, that's a little bit different because it's a different movie, okay? Skating and falling from his horse. The screams at night, the burning bedchamber. Jane isn't really a horror movie or a horror story, but it is kind of similar. It kind of parallels what it talks about in Jane because when she goes to bed, she has those same chambers. It may not be a horror movie per se, but on the inside, she's feeling feelings of horror. She's feeling feelings of anxiety, scaredness, fear, because she doesn't really know what's happening. I would kind of highlight that. The screams at night, the burning bedchamber. Okay, cool. Jane feels this. Jane kind of feels that for herself. It's not necessarily a horror story per se, but as she's experiencing her vision and her days at Lowood, it kind of feels the same. Right? And then, just reading a little bit more, Jane running across the barren countryside. The voices calling her across the moors. Well, I could highlight that's just comparing her to the whole boys, but I don't really mean to. It always ends up the same way. She marries him, of course. The movie Rochester is seldom the pitiable, damaged creature he proves to be in the book. Is that something important?
Yes.
Why so? Well, if you said it's important, I believe it is, but I think it's important because it's just a comparison. It's comparing Jane to Rochester. It's just comparing Jane to Rochester. So he's saying it's a different style of love story. Not the same style that we're used to, like, oh, man and woman, they find each other, Romeo and Juliet, they get married, love each other. He's saying this story is about a creature that nobody loves and enjoys. Some of you guys have done Frankenstein, so similar to something like that. Frankenstein. A creature that nobody loves, but it's a different style than previous. So yeah, it's the typical story, a horror story. Yeah, there's a creature there. But comparing that to Jane, is there really a creature? No. But the creature can be a symbol. It could be a symbol for Lowood. And that small comparison is kind of important. I'm gonna just put that down. Comparing to Jane. Different things like that. As you guys are reading through, annotating just those specific 5 paragraphs. You guys don't need to mark up the entirety of the paper. I want to look for those specific ones. I don't want you guys to analyze just that right there. Obviously, I want you guys to read the entirety, but those pick 1 through 5. Paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4, paragraph 5. You guys can work with a partner too. Just let the wrong working partner. You guys can talk. I want you guys to be working. I have a few highlighters as well. Does anybody want one? It's 2 people. Josiah? Anybody else want a highlighter? Cool. So I'll probably give you guys like 15 minutes to go through it, read through it, just skim through it. You guys don't have to dissect it too much. Just read through it, spend 15 minutes analyzing those specific paragraphs. Okay, cool. Okay, time starts now.
So you know to get the computer.
He's gonna go get it for me.
Come here, puppy. Pick this up for your master. Yeah, I know I am. Looks like
Walk out of room 13.
they didn't, it wouldn't be a problem. It would be forgotten. And I think that's what you're saying. It's like, when that episode is like, you know, the senator. There's a director. She like makes really classic is when when you make a movie, so it's available to the generation that you're showing it to. Or something like classic. Like, what's a classic to your customer?
Forgot to put this on the board for you guys. A small annotation. You guys obviously know how to do that. But just as you guys are working through, if you guys can circle the main idea of each paragraph, each passage, paragraphs 1 through 5. Circle the main idea. Put a square. Anytime you see anything like repeated words or any sort of tone that you see from the author, and last of all, underline anything that you see as a connection to Jane. I forgot to mention that. Sorry, guys.
I'm listening. That's why. I do it extra. Yeah, I feel. Yeah, me too.
No, here's the difference. Somewhere down.
No, I wasn't in that.
You can use that. She said she loved you.
Imagine time with mine.
Self-respect.
Something like
Yes. That's her name. She loves that.
better you did it than
No, but I'm not going
you don't know that I know. I should not tell her. Oh, I should believe.
Things that would be like,
This is cute.
Just told me that she loves herself.
It's one of those that's just so cool. Like, we drink.
You said, what do people love about Jenny? So it's fucking up the day. Tell Danny that.
Yeah, he understands.
Nothing like that.
Work together. I'll come back and like,
Nothing. Okay.
you guys are completely finished that now.
Huh?
You guys are completely finished now.
Yeah, we're just highlighting.
So you guys locked in already. This is an easier way to do it too.
We're back to work.
there's no mark on my nose.
Oh, nah. Just a little, you know. It's a little,
So after we're done with this, we do this.
Good luck. Yep.
That's the same thing I just did.
Exactly. Fill in your evidence. Boom. Answer your questions. You're gonna need them. Nah. Same thing. You guys have seen something before. But we'll finally get a chance to get to writing today.
Are you allowed to?
I can see a little bit.
Huh?
I can see a little bit. Look at my. Oh,
You have it on the nose.
it's not okay.
You have it on the nose.
It's fucking tight.
Did you change your opinion?
Yeah, I like this.
No, it's not.
You changed my opinion too. I thought it was
Yeah, I like this one. She's not crazy, she just like the just talking about it. He's actually like yeah, she was just like, oh, I love this, I love this. Trying to stop her like,
I don't even know about that. You're pretty.
Why would you say that? I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything. So you better go to my graduation.
yeah, that is going over.
Because if you don't, I'm gonna lose this. I better be on this. Because it's not even about me, so. So it's about me. Stop it. Because I hear you go to a couple. Yeah, so I'm here. What's the
Years later, I was like, oh no, it's good.
Call up for diarrhea. Call up for
That's only Tuesday.
I've never read
But when's our last day? Where's our calendar?
I know
Our
it.
last school.
That's why she chose
It's on the website.
I read it last
And then when you watched the movie, it was
The movie.
the one that I saw when he died.
When did the rest of school?
This year.
Because most likely at some point it'll be like 5 or 6.
When he dies.
No, the old movie, the old one, not the one with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Now once you
Not the one with Leonardo, no, the one with Leonardo DiCaprio. No, it's the old one. Great guy. I remember they killed him.
you gotta call it. So it's gonna be done for So you gotta call.
After school, I'm out of the room until the 6th.
So you better
Focus up in the after school program.
I don't pick you up.
How does it? What you gonna call it? Can you call it that?
Call off of the fire?
Wait, it's nothing to do with you?
No, because I don't actually know.
Bro, just call me sick. You gotta go, bro. Exactly. You can call it for the fucking graduation. You can call it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll bring you I'll bring you Chipotle. I'll bring you a late. Well, I do.
Because we're gonna get something, and you're trying to get it up, and you're gonna get something else.
I know, I guess I
I know, like, we just went from
One in Grandtown.
So with the other stuff, like, I don't like cheese. It is good, but it's not.
I want some chili going
I'll create a beautiful map of all the characters. That's the one we bought. They're the one we bought.
In the night. That's what I said. I was like, bro, my graduation. She's like, I thought I was on June or after. I was like, you didn't fucking tell me. I was like, I need to tell me until 6. Like, she's like, well, I think she put the kind of flying. It comes at 9:45 from Australia. You can go home. Like, I'm actually not excited. I need to put my phone on my face. I don't know if my time would be there though.
My paper is fully highlighted.
What's the paragraph you can use supposed to
Can I see this? I don't know why I don't have one on me. If you guys have already finished, now would be a great time to use one of those paragraphs.
For what?
You got me right, Peyton? You got me right, Jeremiah? You got me right, Austin? Got me right. This would be a great time to use one of those ones because you guys highlighted, you guys analyzed it, cool. Hopefully it didn't change your interpretation, but now write down one of those evidences. You guys have 5 pieces, 5 paragraphs. Write down one of them and answer those questions. Probably spend like 5 minutes doing it. We're kind of running out of time. That's the alarm. I know. So we're kind of running out of time. If you don't have one, let me know. We can talk about it.
No, it's not fine. If they have other questions, finish them.
We don't have a line.
So I got a couple.
It's not about this class. It's about the James class.
Better, but we did that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you do. You have one.
Yes, I have other classes.
It's being silly.
I have mine right here.
Oh, Gavin's here.
Now big one for today. Fill out one of those evidences in the box, then answer the questions real fast, real fast. I can only give you guys like 5 minutes to do this because I gotta move on.
5 minutes.
5 minutes, dude.
Ask me just like.
Bro,
It's a nice way to say peace.
I'll pass this one after party. I'm so bad. But
I see.
No, don't do that. You're copying me.
Why can't you guys help each other?
I know, I wish Brian to
Getting information, borrowing
like
information.
other days too. Because schools have different days. I just thought that I'd be fine.
So you guys are fully finished and ready to start writing?
Yeah.
So let me know. We're talking, spending time instead of using time. See a bunch of notes. I need some Carlos because she's always locked in.
I'm locked in.
Can you help Anthony bring him up to your level? You know he's a knucklehead. I'm gonna trust you, Carlos. I am. I'm gonna trust you. Can it be you? Now use your evidence, use your text. Write it on your notes. That's your evidence. Yeah. Okay, you already wrote your evidence?
I got it. 2,000 words.
Kind of work together so you guys can do quick ones.
She hit me. She's straight fighting.
I'm using the fight. I'm gonna
I think 95% of what she deals out here is mark average.
Not really. She does have a fun half the time.
Because I just paid $2.99 for it, and it does all of my things. No, but I don't know.
Do I ever do
She noticed because whoever did it was what true fast. I didn't know that I did. Because we've been doing this since 5 years.
Yeah, I just could be back here because you didn't like it.
Didn't we also fall? Yeah, but.
I'm going out. Hopefully nobody sees. I'm going. I would drop myself. That's in there. Can you go to some
Okay.
yeah, Wednesday. I didn't want to figure out. I just searched at Disney World.
It's not attached to it. Units. It's not attached to the back. Yeah.
Like,
You need more paper than that?
you ask a rhetorical question.
You can cross it out.
Like, can
You don't need to do that one. You can cross it out. Yeah, we didn't talk. I know. Some people did it, some people didn't. But if you don't have one, just cross
We
it
don't
out.
think about it. I don't sit here and think about it, but you're telling everybody they can't do it now.
What is it, bro? I'm sorry that you're so great. But we didn't talk about rhetorical devices, so I'm not going to ask you guys to do it.
What is it?
Exactly. Cross it out.
Wait, I just want to know.
I know it is.
Alliteration, metaphors, similes. They're there. But
Sarcasm.
So basically, it's like big concepts.
exactly that. But we didn't talk about it. So for those that did it, you were
But everybody should know what rhetorical means.
Yeah, I just didn't know where to focus the fight. So.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's the wording. It's the MI. All right, I'm gonna stop you guys right there.
You know, not professional, but it's professional, but like, you know, it's very
Let's talk about it. I told you I was gonna ask you guys 3 different questions. Put your hand down.
stupid.
First question, anybody can answer too, by the way. How does this article, and actually I was talking to Jeremiah about this a second ago, how does this article interpret Jane differently than the first one? What did you guys notice that was different in the second one than the first one? The backstory is different, and the comparisons are different. What do you notice about the voice of the authors, Daniel? What do you notice about the voice of the authors? Is this one happy like the first one, or is he kind of a little bit just monotone? He's just saying like, hey, this is the story, this is how I feel, this is what it is. The first lady, she's like, oh man, I'm gonna tell you about my life, I'm gonna tell you about the story, this is why I love Jane, Jane is amazing, this part, she was just saying all these beautiful things, so it's kind of different. Did the second one kind of change your opinion about Jane? Did it kind of challenge what you originally thought? Does it change your opinion? What do you think, Anthony? The first time you read Jane, was it, you got that same feeling about her just being an orphan and being sad? Did it change what you thought about her after reading both of these articles? A little bit, what'd you think? What was different?
What was different to what?
Well, I was asking him because he wasn't paying attention. But what do you think, Jeremiah? What was different about this article? Or I'm sorry, did it change your opinion on what you originally thought about Jane?
Yes, it did, because
Tell Matthew because he can't hear you.
the first passage made Jay already had the little kid stories, and this one made it seem more like an informational type.
Kind of does it. The first one time when I read it, I was like, this is kind of a kiddish, childish story, like whatever. Reading other people's opinions and how they dissected it a little bit kind of made me think like, oh man, maybe there's a little bit more substance to this. There's a little bit of depth behind Jane. So I kind of felt the same thing. Which one did you guys think shows her a little bit more? Which article did you guys think showed her independence a little bit more? Is it the first one or the second one? What do you think is the first one?
Yeah, I think the first
That
one
was pretty good. That was beautiful. Kai,
the feminine.
what'd you think?
I haven't read the other things yet. I was still working on the first one.
Okay, what'd you think about the first one? Did it show her independence?
Yeah, it shows how, like you said, the way from the relationship that it doesn't like be different to how she was by herself. Other than the fact that she went back into like her childhood.
You know what it was showing? Growth in herself.
Yeah.
She was loving herself. The relationship that she's having figuratively is with herself. So that's still some good input in that sense. Before you guys go, it's not quite an exit ticket. It's a little bit more than that. That's why you guys have that full sheet of paper. Boom. So obviously I'm gonna give you the rest of class today and obviously sometime tomorrow to finish working on this. After reading the first, now reading the second passage, I want you guys to write a well-developed response, a well-developed dialogue or an opinion or a narrative. Kind of analyzing the text. Did it change your interpretation? What happened? You will. Because you're going to use what you have from the first text. You're going to use what you have in the second text. And guess what that turns into, Jeremiah? A page, front and back. Oh wow, it's not even that much. What you guys are also going to do is use those direct quotes. So the same thing that you guys are writing down on these organizers, those same pieces of evidence, those quotes, and the questions you answer, those are what you're going to use in your writing piece. So you're going to use direct quotes directly from the passage that you guys already got, and just explain what they show. You guys are also going to use these same questions that you guys are answering to kind of shape your opinion of Jade. Did it change your opinion? Did it add to your opinion? Did it change your perception of the story? What did it do? How did you interpret it? How did those extra opinions change what you thought about Jane, or kind of enhance what you thought about Jane? And then obviously, in your opinion, state your opinion. Did it change? Yes or no? Just explain why. And then also, how does the second, reading that second article, because it's a little bit more in depth than the first one, even though Kai explained the first one beautifully, it's a little bit more in depth. How does that interpretation shape how you, as a reader, understand her character. Because originally Arlette was saying, you know what, she was an orphan, but now she read both of them, she was saying, you know what, this is a story about women's empowerment. She was able to grow as a person. How does it kind of deepen your understanding of Jane and her character? That's exactly what she said. You can ask her. So obviously there's more things I want you guys to talk about. Identifying the central idea. Hopefully you guys took the time to write that down on your paper as well. Using direct quotes in your writing, and then on top of that, just talk about the tone of the author as you also explain why. Like, oh yeah, I felt that it was a more in-depth analysis about Jane because the author's tone was more monotone, like Daniel and Jeremiah said. And then explain how it connects to what you originally thought about Jane. That will be on that second piece of paper. So on the back side, where it's stapled, try to finish what you guys can today. On the second side, on the back side, start writing today. You guys can come back and finish it tomorrow. So, for sure, at the top of your paper, write your name. At the top of your paper, write your name. Some of you guys already started, so that's absolutely fine. But you guys, if you didn't, at the top of this back sheet of paper, write your name. Exactly. If you guys already didn't start, the first sentence you guys should start it out like this. After reading the second passage, or after reading the second informational text, my opinion of Jane was, just talk about it. That's our time anyway. At the beginning.
Pause it.